Throughout almost all of human history, long hair, particularly on men, was seen as a sign of vitality, of strength, of honor, of wisdom, of power, of freedom, of the untamed human spirit. But is this all just a social construct, or is there something truly metaphysical going on? There is a reason why Homer decides to describe his Greek warriors as the long-haired Achaeans. Since the beginning of recorded human history, kings and nobility have been depicted with long hair and flowing beards, and this is to demonstrate all of the qualities I mentioned earlier. In nearly all ancient societies, long hair was seen as a status symbol. This is not only because from a purely physical perspective, long hair is seen as a sign of physical health and vitality, but it's also an inherent sign of masculinity, as it shows that one has grown old in years, they are now wiser, they are no longer a boy. Long hair was actually such an influential status symbol that in many ancient cultures, touching or cutting another man's hair without their consent was a punishable offense. Samurais wore their hair in top knots, and having the top knot cut off was a sign of disgrace and dishonor. That's because this was one of the greatest insults to one's dignity, honor, and freedom. The Romans often mocked the barbarians for their long and untamed hair and mustaches. But this was exactly why they wore them, because it showed a sense of ungovernability and an unwillingness to submit to control. In many ancient societies, slaves would have their hair cut short. This was to show that they no longer had their freedom, power, or independence. But beyond the fact that long hair was seen as aristocratic and short hair was seen as slavish, there is a spiritual component that is seen across all cultures. In ancient India, the Vedic rishis and yogis would grow their hair as long as possible because they believed that the hair was an antenna to the spirit world. Wizards and seers are shown as having long hair as a connection to the gods. The ancient biblical account of Samson is a perfect representation of this. As soon as Samson has his hair cut, he is stripped of his divine power and his connection to God. In many Native American traditions, they would grow their hair long because they believed that it acted as an extension of the nervous system, which brought about a heightened sense of intuition and awareness. This is exactly why soldiers and prisoners are forced to have their heads shaved. I believe that having your hair cut off and your face shaved clean is not only a means of taking away your power and your freedom, but also a means of disconnecting you spiritually to the unseen world. Now, obviously, some men lose their hair naturally. This is in no way a sign of disgrace because it's all about what's happening in here. It's only when you as a man keep your hair short by choice that you are hindering yourself. But if you do have a choice, I believe that it is in your best interest as a man to grow your hair as long as you can. Reject the impulses of modernity. Embrace the ancient wisdom and power in long hair.